You see this setup? Like them hot. Like I needed something cold and I only drink room temperature water. And also my medication is in this because it tastes bad. Like I'm still tasting the medication in this. So yeah, as I said, don't judge me. I've been drinking a lot of Pepsi lately though. Lots of Pepsi. Anyways, I'm nervous, like estoy nerviosa. Like I did a little retail therapy because I was nervous. Because the doll did nervous. Like I'm talking like Van Cleef bracelets. A joke, a joke. I got the dupe. But yeah, we're going to get into it. And mommy, sorry, but not really. Let's get into it. Well, hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl Anais from Anais, and today we are going to get into the nitty gritty of my testimony. This is something that I've never really fully talked about, but I'm not gonna gatekeep it anymore because God has called us not to gatekeep our testimonies. Our testimonies are stories that we should be telling persons about how Jesus Christ has saved us from, eternal death, from the path of destruction. It's not something that should be kept to ourselves. Your story, your testimony does not have to be something very much outlandish. And I feel like sometimes we are put in places where, based on someone else's testimony, we feel like it has to be outlandish and that maybe your testimony isn't valid, or you feel like your story up until now isn't valid because certain things have not happened to you. I want to tell you right now, stop gatekeeping your testimony. It is irresponsible of you. One, two, someone needs to hear it. And that is why I am here today telling you mine. So let's get into it. I'm a PK, a PK, a preacher's kid, born, bred, raised, everything. No, my father did not transition from another job into pastorship. Pastorship. I don't even know. The point is, he went to school for this. He is a theologian. He studied theology, all of these things, and he is the pastor of a circuit of Baptist churches here in Jamaica. So let's get that out there. In my early years, I was able to live in Panama because my dad actually went away to Panama to be what do you call it, a missionary pastor. So I got the opportunity for my formative years to live in Panama. Entonces, yo hablo español. Y hablo como una cholita a veces, but we won't be getting into that. What we're getting into that is the testimony. So as I said before, I lived in Panama, had a great privilege of living in Panama. I was not one of those girls, or I was not one of those children that was necessarily pressured to do things in church. And I really very much like that. That I wasn't pressured to do things in church and that I could make the decision of my own accord. From the very beginning, I wasn't pressured into choir, although I did 1 and 2 stints in choir. I found that was not my calling. When I came back to Jamaica, I did piano. I learned church music. Something I want to get back into, but I wasn't necessarily forced into. I learned classical music. I learned how to play hymns, all of these things, and you have 3 chords and whatever. All of them things. I know for play that. I know for read music. You understand? So if I really wanted to, I could literally make a living off of music. But I don't think that was or is necessarily my calling, but it's something I do want to delve back into and everything. But we're going to talk about what I do now in church in a few. But before we go there, so came back to Jamaica. I don't think there was anything, I don't want to say profound that didn't happen because life itself every day is something amazing and there's purpose in life every single day. However, the only thing I can remember when I was younger, I think I may have just been going into high school, or I'm going to tell you 2 stories rather. I may have been just going into high school, or I was like in first year in high school. There was a week where I was just sick, sick. Like in bed, me feel like somebody that got dead type of sick, right? And I think we were at a point, or I can remember there was a point where like we brought in someone who came to pray for me, and then the next day I was better. A whole week of being sick, me at a bedridden type of sick. Not to, and these are just some little things that have shown me like God is real and that in the playable thing pitney them. When I was born, I was not born dreaming at all. My mother did not see me. My father was the one who first saw me, and I'm because enough for him to see me here. When I was born with my umbilical cord around my neck, wasn't breathing and everything, black and blue, whatever. Whitest picnic I ever go see, we turn black. I love my skin color though, guys. But yeah. My father only saw me because he decided he wanted to run behind the doctors and nurses who took me into the NICU to see if them can revive me and then things there. You cannot tell me that wasn't the hand of God. And you're going to be seeing the hand of God in different instances, not just the bad, but even some good instances in my life. So here we are now in Jamaica. I am in Jamaica and I'm just living life like, yeah, me a PK, yeah, me know about God, yeah, me know about the story them, yada yada boo, the Sunday school exam, girl get baptized when she was 9. Funny enough, the only thing I remember about my baptism, and this is how I can tell people that baptism is not what saves you. It's just a public declaration. Because the only thing I remember about my baptism, one, me did sick like today. Yeah, understand? Probably even worse. I was sick and I went under the water. I came back out. I came back out worse than what I went in terms of being sick, and I slept the whole rest of the service. Praise God, hallelujah. That was my baptism. So baptism isn't what saves you. I did the classes, if you're in the Baptist, you know the book with the 5 fingers, about acceptance and them things. You know that class. But yeah, did the class and everything. I knew God, but did I truly have a relationship with Him? Fast forward to high school, just existing. I went to my Sunday school. As a matter of fact, me just born bad. You know what? We're not killing him in badness around here. But the point is, so I was in Sunday school classes that I shouldn't have been in the sense that they weren't from my age from very early on because girl did just I got bored easy. Yeah, so that went to Sunday school, go school, and people knew my dad was a pastor. But as I said, my dad did not pressure me in any way, and I think him not pressuring me in any way in terms of being perfect or being that perfect child or upholding the name or whatever, even though, I'm a representative of him not be putting that type of pressure on me helps me in so many ways not to fall into peer pressure per se. But we're going to fast forward to university. I think university were definitely the years where I had quite some trouble in the sense that I was around a bag of people, hearing a bag of things, doing a bag of things. And I went to all girls school, high school, so I had never been exposed to being around so many diverse males and females. And that's when everything starts to go downhill. But before we go further, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, and as well on TikTok. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not so new here, welcome back. We are so glad you have joined the Say Anais fam. So yes, go ahead and also follow my businesses, Hawk Studios, on Instagram, and subscribe to my channel over there, as well as to follow Forever Bloom 25. Thank you for joining me. So, university. University. So, this is where everything just made sense and didn't make sense. It made sense in the end, but it didn't make sense at first. So I got into university to study pharmacy. I got into the pharmacy program. I was a part of the first cohort to study pharmacy. And I would say that's a great achievement. One, pharmacists make money. You understand? The pharmacists have the ability to make money in Jamaica, that is. And um, I think because it wasn't my passion, I didn't put my all into it. I did all sciences in high school. The only business subject or social science subject that I did in high school was economics, literally just economics. Zine? So, and that was because I wanted to do POB, Principles of Business, but my teacher was like, no, not my teacher, my one of the teacher them who in charge of those subjects. She was like, it's better for you to do economics, but since you're like a science mostly student, so that in sixth form, if you do want to do businesses, you'd have economics, which can get you into most business classes. So like, bet, did well, got a one. I loved economics. I think we did macroeconomics or was it microeconomics? Whichever one of the easier one in for CXC, CSEC, right? And in high school for sixth form, I also ended up doing extra subjects in sixth form. So I didn't have a lunchtime and then things like, oh, good is just extra, good is just enough, right? But my father always said that I was destined for greatness. That greatness, I don't think it was necessarily an academic thing, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So yeah, as I was saying, I did extra subjects in sixth form. So I did my sciences, I didn't do physics because girl get one in a physics, yes, in a CSEC, but never did I go stress out myself in sixth form. So I think I did Spanish. Spanish was my fourth subject. I don't remember. I don't remember. Chemistry, biology, chemistry. Big up Mr. Burrell anyway, yeah, there. Yes. I need to come back and see you and just let you know how much I appreciate you. Even though I didn't follow the set path that I thought I had in mind. Because we plan but man rearrange not man, God rearranges and everything. So I did chemistry, bio, and you have communication studies and something else. November. Anyways, that was such a long time ago. So here we are in university doing pharmacy. And for the life of me, I'm doing well in all of these courses, except for one of the chemistry course. And I could not. And I went up to New York one summer, and they were like, my faculty was like, okay, um, you can do it over one more time. Can you do it this summer? But me did done already in a New York. So I'm like, okay, what is the dilemma here? I have to go back, one other semester just to do about one course. Like I can't move on without this one course. Um, or what? And I really sat down with myself and I was like, boy, what do I do? And I said, you know what? I'm not feeling it. And I switched. And that's something the faculty didn't necessarily want me to do. And what's funny, the hand of God again. I got into this course and I did not do additional math. So additional math is this sixth form math, I think. I don't remember. High school was a blur, but I didn't do ad math. So the fact that I didn't do additional math means that I'm not qualified to get in. Yet the girl get in. And it wasn't anything on me. I ain't do nothing. I just know I got in. So now I got in the market. And baby girl, did I love it. But while I was there, baby, you have men. So as I say, it's an all-girl school we didn't go to. Not to say that I didn't experience, talking to men and tell I'm a fool. So anybody who know man woman, right? Man woman nice and them things are yes, yes, yes. And I went to Champs one year. For those of you who don't know, Champs is something in Jamaica we have with all of these schools, running and doing field events and then things. I remember I represent in school 1 year. Well, more than 1 year actually. I think he did it for 3 years. The point is, I went 1 year and I got lost and ended up at the exit where the students who were running trainers, the school's exit basically, not where the public exit was. And say a nice little Monroe youth and him too. I am like 4. Yes. And the man is like, can I get to know you? Or what is it, or what's your name or whatever. Hear the hear the goody she. Listen to what she said. She said, she needed me. Um, I'm sorry. Uh I can't get distracted right now. I'm not interested. Um, something along the lines. Like, girl, you're from the back. I got you a nice little country man from Monroe. Anyways, the girl had her head screwed on. She knows say she never go school for man. She go school for book, right? So, but I did have experiences with the opposite sex. So it's not like I was like completely like out of it in the sense of not interacting with guys. I did go to church, guys are there. So I did have interaction, but like outside of that, I'm not lie. It's enough fun. Yeah. We go on one little party, like after graduation, one little party and everything was there. But I was able to make friends through my friends, because I came from a prep school in Mandeville and Institute de Mandeville. So that was even like a whole thing for me because transitioning from Panama, then going to a prep school in Mandeville, then coming to Kingston, like I didn't want to make friends. And I've made some lifelong friends in high school, I have to say, because even though we don't talk anywhere every day, we don't say them not go anywhere. And through them, I was able to meet their guy friends and they became my friends. And it was like a real, so when I went to university, I hung out with most of them because of them, and then because I hung out with them, me more fit them, friend them, as in the guy friends, more of their friends, and yeah, not the best influence for me. I'm not gonna say them a bad influence because it's really who you allow yourself or what you allow to influence you. So at the end of the day, you have to decide what do you want to influence you. So what I'm gonna say is they weren't the best influences for me. Um, girl go university and you girl never born or nothing, but girl reach out. But the party named Panther is there. The party there, you know what it is. Girl was all over the place and there came a point where like I was it never feel good. It never felt like me. It never felt right. Cause one, you know, it just never felt like me. So I switched to marketing and I was doing well over there now because I do what I love. I love marketing. If you know me, I don't know how I move from science to marketing, but the girl, the doll, pivot it and pivot it. Good. But school wise, fine. But spiritually, that was something else, like I felt empty. And I think at one point, there was one point, I want to say the breaking point was between 2018 and 2019 for me. Where I was like, you know what? We're not, God, I need, I need something. I need help. I need a breakthrough. I need something. And that breakthrough came in 2020. But before we go to 2020, the main issue, and them, Zane, as I say, the dog did a little bit of frightened. Man, them in the sense that I tend to get along better, or at that point in time, most of my friends between church, between my social life were guys. So I got along better with them. But they weren't the best of influence for me. Me, I taught them course, bad word, this and that, smoke weed, yada, yada, yada. And As in, I'm a girl, I can't just roll with it. I'm a kickback. I can roll with princes and kings and I can roll with paupers. Whoever you are, like, I'm good. But at the end of the day, whoever you're rolling with is not even if a reflection of them. You have to look at yourself within, like, when you are there, what are you doing? How are you standing up for your beliefs, your standards, and things like that? And I want to say a good 7 out of 10 of the times I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing as a representative of Christ. So as I said, in 2018, 2019, I felt like super, 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 super empty. Wasn't the best of time. Um, just it was crazy. Um, I don't really want to tell too many stories because I don't know if these people want the stories, these people involved want those stories involved. I'm not involved. I mean, I'm going to tell you some stories in Makeup and Mayhem, but I don't want to go deep into the stories. I just want to stick to the points of how God's grace is sufficient and how God have him on pan him pin and angle and triangle that and change. And I'm a new creation, baby. So 2019 for me was that breakthrough point where one I I will happen to be talking to a guy and the man angled me mentally wickedly. Man is such a narcissist and I do have that story time. Check it out in the cards. Such a narcissist and the man own money to that. Like get it together. But you know, we are thriving out here, so keep the money. I don't want it again. But that was the true breaking point right there. And how I knew this man is cuckoo after all that block me, block him. Tell you about toxic, everything. I went to the gym. I believe it was that same 2019 that or was it January 2020? The point it don't matter. Between 2019 and 2020 before the pandemic, yeah, I go to gym. Girl, I live our truest life of God now, you know. Topsy turvy. I now say I cut off the people them who who, you know, I don't blame nobody. Me, I have a brain, you know, I can think for myself. So I'm not saying anybody led me astray. You are the one who makes the decisions in your life, and you have to take responsibility for whatever decision you make in your life. So as I say, I was in the gym in I believe it was January of 2020 or February, whatever. Me in the gym, the man pop up in the gym. Man, you this is the first me I see him from we block each other. But he's still blocking my phone. Like literally when I met in my accident, which is something I'm gonna talk about, he was calling off my best friend's phone. He was trying to get in touch with me, all kind of things. And I'm like, sir, you are blocked. Leave me alone. Right? And that's the thing with narcissists. They always try to see if they still have access into your life. And baby boy, we're done right off in my book here. So as I said, we're in at the gym. And then just come up to me and touch me and said hi as if we were on good terms. No, if you should come to me today, we're not on good terms. I will respectfully say hi, but I'm not having a conversation with you because I don't feel I need that type of closure or to let you in or whatever. Yes, you are forgiven, baby boy, but forgiven don't mean I need to talk to you. So that really threw me off. Like, girl, don't work out, girl, leave. And when we looked on it, like I bucked up on his profile the other day because apparently man blocked me, I don't know. Um, Man is still a waste man. Anyways, moving on. So fast forward to 2020, the pandemic came. So the pandemic forced us to be creative. Everybody's so creative. And it forced me to learn something new, which was live streaming. So for live streaming, girl, go YouTube University and Google College Zine, and I learned. I'm still learning in the terms of live stream production, like how to manage a team and things like that. But girl made business out of that, and God did know what I'm doing, because He allowed me not only to start a business, but in doing so, um, he allowed me to get better through the church. And we're going to talk about that. So during the pandemic had a lot of us being creative, worshiping from home, things like that. And there was one point we couldn't go out to church. So we actually live streamed church here from my house. Girl a play piano, girl a man camera, girl a do this, girl a do that, boom bam, boom bam. It was crazy. It was crazy, but we did it. And then when we transitioned back into church, because we're already live streaming at church for on Facebook using a phone, but we realized, hey, yo, this bigger than we. People still not allowed into church. What are we gonna do? We got our cameras, we got our streaming software, sort out the sound, all of them things there, and still learning and improving, but from where we came from to where we are now, big difference. And also I want to say that, during the pandemic, I think it was the most I have ever done stuff in church and done stuff that I liked, because I got to live stream, I got to what else? Do social media. That I was the one who started my church's social media page. It's a little bit because I'm just one person. I'm a digital marketer. I run a business and them things there. I'm a on board for this, that, whatever, whatever. Girl is trying to manage life, but I believe God has put me in certain places and spaces for certain things, and for a certain reason and season. And I'm trying not to run from these things and responsibility, but to kind of like schedule my life in a way that is wholesome, where I can still get rest, live a balanced life, enjoy life, but do the work that God has given me to do, and do the work in the places that God has given me to do. So through, the pandemic, I got to work with digital marketing. I got to um live stream. I got to do a lot of techie stuff, and I enjoyed it. I still do enjoy it. I enjoy anything with church, honestly. Like, me as a church girl, I'm not afraid to see it. So yeah, and then same 2020 September, the hand of God. I've spoken about this already, and I'm gonna speak about it again. I actually met into an accident. So if you reach this far, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And don't forget to also follow me on Forever Bloom 25 and to follow me on Hawk Studio, as well as to subscribe to that YouTube channel. So yes, I met into an accident, and girl, boom flip 3 times another car land on my Sunday school teacher's property, came out without a scratch. Yeah, let's backtrack because some of you might not understand. I hydroplaned on a rainy day. There was actually oil on the road. Girl, hydroplane hit a banking. So this is a vehicle going straight. Woo! This is the banking. Woo. Hits 1, flip again 2, flip again 3, lands perfectly upright. If me did flip again, I want ditch me go down. The land that my Sunday school teacher owned is kind of like a ditch. The front part, that is, there's a tree, and then beside the tree it kind of goes down. And the car landed perfectly upright, and I was okay. I was fine. No broken bones, no scratches. And let me go even further. So when I went into the car, there was a smell. Normally, we, as much as gas prices are high, we are a family that uses AC. I turned down the window because it never did smell too nice. Never smelled too nice. Yeah. Turn down the window. You see, if I did not turn down that window, I would have had probably injury to my this arm, because the whole of the window them, except for that window because it was turned down, on my side of the vehicle, it was shattered. Man, I just look a pizza, man, go find out. Look a pizza. Wasn't doing nothing wrong. But you see, when God has his hand on you, and this is not something where I'm gonna pretend that I'm any more special than anybody, because once you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, God will always have his hand on you. God love him pick me, God love him pick me. But the devil is gonna creep in. And when the devil say you do something for God, him say you're walking on your purpose, him gonna try to stop you. And if he can't get you one way, him gonna try to get you the other way. And that is something that we need to open our spiritual eyes to, right? What are the things that the devil is putting in our way that is stopping us or can potentially stop us from walking in the purpose of God? You have to know what that is for yourself. For everybody, it's different. For me, I try to keep on the straight and narrow. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm perfect, because I'm not. But one thing I know, I will never stop serving my God till the day I die. As he continues to reveal truth and revelation and convict me in certain ways. Because as I said, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning things and all of these things. But one thing, as I said, never going to stop do is serve my God, right? So the car flips 3 times. I'm good, girl, Gucci, girl, only ball, because girl never did want to spend time in at the hospital. Literally, I come back out and tell me I have scoliosis, even though I went to a chiropractor the other day. Him said that's a foolishness. I don't have scoliosis, but I may have some issues from the accident. That I'm actually going to get treated and things like that. Then, girl, just I live life. Fast forward to 2021. Is 2021? Yeah, 2021. 2021? No, 2022, baby. Or did I meet in an accident in the point is, the timelines match. I remember. The next accident that I met in was in 2022. So in 2020 September, I met in an accident. 2022 October, I met in an accident. So people, tell me why I'm coming from a job for Hawk Studios and I'm turning in. I wasn't driving, but somebody was driving the vehicle. I'm turning in. They're turning in. Like literally, they made the turn already. And a taxi, y'all know Jamaican taxis, come. This is the hand of God again. Because why the taxi have to lick me from my side of the. No, I love being a passenger princess. And that particular day, I had Gabby with me and Noel. As a matter of fact, I had started vlogging that day, and my vibes just broke. So I don't know if I'm gonna be dropping that vlog or not. But yeah, my vibes just broke, right? And yeah, we turn and the taxi liquid, and the taxi has the audacity to say that we are the ones at fault because we turned into them. Yet they won. We're already turned. So the bumper get leak. You just get little jostle still. But it brought back memories from the first accident. Little jostling and them things there. Bumper get leak, which means we would have already turned. If we turned into them, at the front of the vehicle would have get leak. But thank God for that, because it could have been much worse, where both sides of the vehicle could have been damaged. But the driver angle and triangle that. And we're good, we're Gucci. And that's only because of God, right? Only because of God. And just those little things. And maybe it wasn't October. I don't remember my timelines right now. But the point is, God is good and God is great. And, a final thing I want to say, if it wasn't for me serving God, putting my all into, service to God, service to the church, I don't think I would be here today. Here meaning the job that I'm in. Here, meaning, the joy that I feel when the work has stressed me, but I know say I'm made for this because church work no easy. So I learned from church to how to handle it. Because when them say, oh, them need this and that and whatever, and it's not like the US church, them will have like a whole communications team and them things. We just have to build that out. You understand? But God is good. God is amazing because all I had on my resume, aside from the fact that I was running a registered business, yes, all I had on my resume were volunteer work jobs from church, literally. That's literally all I had. I went into my job, and the first day, I think it was the first day, I don't remember. I went in as a marketing assistant, which means I would help on both event side of things and the digital marketing side of things. In 1 month, I was a digital marketing executive with 3 accounts under my name. Only can't tell me say that's not God. It was a learning curve, yes. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I was perfect at what I did, but they saw the potential in me. They're like, I see it, and we're giving it to you, and they gave it to me, and I'm eternally grateful because Una can't tell me say, and I got that everything I've gotten up to this point, or everything I've lost up to this point, I saw God in it. And finally, I think the only thing I want to leave with you, if you are young people, youth, whoever you are, don't stop serving God. Don't stop serving God. Don't serve God because He's not gonna give you things and He's gonna bless you and things. Because God will take care of picking them. He will. He will. He won't do that. But at the same time, that's not why you should serve God. Serve God. Find what your passion is. Find what your niche is. Find whatever it is. Or churches, they need ushers. They need audiovisual persons, whether it is streaming. We have something called easy worship sound, whatever it may be. They need preachers. Who knows if you're good at speaking and you have, and the thing about it, at least from my church, we work with you. If it is that you want to preach, write the sermon, make my father read it over, and he will give you the point to them. He will critique it, but he'll give you the pointers. Study the word for yourself also, get involved, whatever it is, the church, not just your church, your community, because that is what God called us to do. He didn't put us on this earth to just get, and be blessed and all of these things. He put us on this earth to make others better, to love people. And the only thing you can do that, only way you can do that is through service. Passionate service. You understand? And that's pretty much it. That is my testimony. That is my life up until today. I don't know if it has inspired anyone, but I know through this that God is working something and somebody needed to hear this. May have been long, but that is life. Life is long. Life is hard. Life is tedious, but it is also a blessing. And I'm hoping that through this testimony, you're able to see that. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. And remember to subscribe. Yeah, remember to do that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if nobody ain't ever telling me yet, I love you know.